Good evening, folks, and welcome to The First Tree. Now, I don't really know a whole lot about this game. I'm not even sure I remember when I got it, if it was a gift or what. But it's in my library. We're gonna play it. We're going to go on cute fox adventures and probably learn something about the environment or ourselves. Indie games be like that. Let's go. Hey, bud. Hi.
Are you awake? I thought I heard you get up.
Yeah, I'm awake. Sorry, I just can't sleep.
Are you thinking about him?
Yeah, a bit. You should get back to sleep, my love. I'm fine.
No, it's okay. What else is on your mind?
I don't know, it seems weird, but I had one of the most vivid dreams of my life. I saw a fox on a snowy mountain, just looking confused and worried. Those eyes. I can't get those eyes out of my head. She was running in the windy snow, looking for something.
Do you think it has to do with you and what's been going on?
I don't know. It was just a dream, Rachel. They're not meant to make sense. A lot's happened the past couple days, that's all.
Well, if you're not going to sleep anyway, you should tell me. I want to hear.
All right.
I see this game is going to do all the narration for me. Okay, then. Oh, that's not good. What are all of my buttons again? Low. Game, please. Might as well turn subtitles on.
So, not far from her home, she followed that path to something unexpected.
Yep, I knew this was gonna be a sad one. Alright.
She couldn't stay, though. She had to find her other two children. So she took that path. She followed it towards something ancient. Something with answers.
Get that out of the way.
The fox looked high and low, searching for any sign of her cubs. Points of light showed the way to this ancient tree. It was as if each one had a story to tell, all their own. The land was trying to tell my story, too. I felt like I was right behind her the whole time. As a kid, did you ever do show and tell in your class?
Yeah, I think I only did it once, when I was in the 4th grade. You know how my life was around then. I wanted to show my class what helped pass the time and distracted me, so I brought a dozen paper cranes I had made. I think I told everyone how badly I wanted to be a bird and fly, embarrassingly enough.
Don't be embarrassed. Every kid wants to fly. For me, it was another toy from my dad, a wooden boat. I remember guarding it so carefully in my hands as I walked into class. When I sat down, a group of boys immediately made fun of it. They asked which trash can I found it in, or why an ugly log was my favorite toy. When I got up, I didn't even want to tell them my dad had carved it. I said it was a joke gift my friend had given me.
Kids can be so cruel.
Some of them are. I shouldn't have let them get to me, but it did. It's amazing we bounced back at all.
Maybe mystery indie game about depression wasn't the best choice, but whatever. Here we are. Living with our choices. Alright. Give me just a second here. This game is louder than I thought it would be. Let me just turn it down a tiny bit so that I'm not fighting it. Alright, that looks better.
Do you remember what my dad did for a living?
Wasn't he like a lumberjack?
That's one way of putting it. If wood was a canvas, then a carving knife was his paintbrush. Even after working a 50-hour week, even after his hands were more splinters than skin, he would bring home the nicest piece of Alaskan weeping cedar and make me toys. That wooden train was the first toy I can remember, and I loved it. I just knew from a young age I was going to be a lumberjack, like my father.
So that's how we want. Okay. The game's pretty at least. Goodbye. Let's just slowly slide off of this rock. This article shelf was about to mention that the game is pretty. Yep, sure is. Nice looking game. Yeah, it's nice. Why is it still so loud though? First tree, why you gotta be so loud? Chill out, first tree. Chill out. Okay, are we chilled out? Okay. First tree with sound mixing by Way Forward.
Usually those kids would leave me alone, but somehow they could tell I was different. They They made fun of how far away I lived. They called my dad a sourdough. I was a blabbermouth as a kid, telling my dad stories I made up for hours. But after that show and tell, I didn't tell him much anymore. He didn't know exactly what was wrong, but his best guess was that the toys he carved weren't cool enough. He carved me a tank and tried to tell me what it was like to be in a real tank as a serviceman.
I didn't know your dad was in the military.
Yeah, in the army. The sad thing is that I've pretty much forgotten until just now. There's so much I still don't know about him.
I'm sorry. He knows how much you love him. You're going to see him again soon and have some closure, I'm sure.
You can never say things like that in indie games. Sortable shelf amused by sound mixing by Way Forward. Listen, this game is so loud. Come on. I know there's a thing up here. You can't stop me. That's right. Can't do anything with this, but it's here, I guess. Looks like our next thing is over there. Whee! Yay! Fall damage doesn't exist. Is there anything up here? May as well check. Nope. Just... okay. Doesn't look like it. It's me. Look, it's me. There's all this junk strewn about that I can't actually interact with. That's something. I only get the context-sensitive Fox button every so often. So it's like, what am I supposed to do with these? And the game's like, oh, you know, but I don't actually. Great parking job, buddy. This one.
The older I got, the more I withdrew. I asked myself, why talk to anybody anyway? Why bother when I'm happy by myself? I started drawing a lot, mostly animals I saw in the woods by my home. I then imagined designing my own hideouts with things like TVs and pantries full of chips and cookies. I think that idea of leaving home and drawing blueprints started my career. I found a lot of solace in that.
I'm not surprised, but I did the same thing, you know? There's something special about having a place to call your own.
And now look at us. Well, if you count renting in an overpriced city.
It's as close as we can get for now.
Sortable shelf. So because this is a thing with the games you stream, I checked to see if it's on this game is on the Switch. It is, and it's on the PS4. Yeah, I think this game's been out for a little while. Again, I'm not even sure when I got this, but I have it, so we're dealing with it. We're playing it. Careful. All sorts of stuff I can't do anything with. Here's the hideout. Good job, bud. Hey! 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 There's other animals in this game. Wild. Even more! Heh, I got an achievement for touching the bunny. Beautiful. What every game needs. Achievement for patting the bunny. This is one floaty jump that this fox has. Sortable shelf. Wow. Wow indeed. Oh, I don't think I got it a second time. Bummer. I totally saw something up there. You better let me look at it. Hello? Where are we now? It suddenly got greener. Totally saw something cool off to the side, but the game was like, nope, go over here. Green time.
My teenage years were full of sketching, angst, and trouble. I wasn't popular or unpopular. maybe just forgettable. I guess that gave me a sense of freedom, so I hung out with crazy kids, doing crazy things, even though I mostly just watched the chaos ensue. We did it all. Put fireworks in mailboxes, hide roadkill in people's garages, break windows of the barber shop in Anchorage. My dad was furious, but he was so busy working he couldn't do much to stop me from going out.
I think being an adult means there's no one to stop you making hard decisions. He had to make a living, and he couldn't be in two places at once.
Yeah, I realize that now. But at the time, I was sure he was more interested in growing his business than what was going on with me.
So you were a terror? Bad. Banshee is here. So what's today's game? This is the first tree. We're running around as a little fox, but actually it's about some guy coping with his depression. But on the gameplay side of things, we're collecting sparklies. Yay! Oh wait, this might be the way forward. Hang on, I gotta mess around down here. Indie games, they're like that, you know. Whoa, purple. That's a new color for this game. What is this about? What? No, come back. Give me back my purple. No, it's just a stronger jump. For literally no reason. It's just kind of there. Okay. Can I bite this? No. Bummer.
He was working another late night, and my friends were over, saying how bored they were and how they had come all the way out to my house for nothing. One of them mentioned how that old, ugly beyond belief truck was still in the garage, and how we should take it for a spin. I was only 15, so I kind of fought it for a while. The next thing I knew, we were careening around the mountain path, rocks spitting onto the sides of the cliff, while my dad's cringeworthy bluegrass blared out the speakers. I drove while my friends were in the back of that yellow and purple truck, throwing beer bottles and trash at anything remotely interesting. Felt like I was soaring in the air with borrowed wings. But all good things have endings. A cop outside of Eagle River pulled us over after he saw us in a bottle rocket into someone's yard. What followed was a long night of talking to disappointed adults and feeling smaller than ever.
Oh boy, a camera in the grass. Who left this here? I don't know. Got your sparkly. Thanks to the weird way this game handles level of detail, I found you. Okay. Buddy! Fox, please. Yeah, the grass just vanishes. Love it. Good job. 10 out of 10. Sortable shelf. 11 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 100 out of 100. Good job. Good job. This is out here all by itself just to bother people going for 100%. I can just tell. We need something annoying and out of the way, and you'll be like, where's this thing? I've looked everywhere! And then there it is. I don't know if I'm going to 100% this game or anything. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna uninstall it right after we're done here, but for now, we'll at least put in some effort. Okay, that's a bit of a drop. Yeah, we'll be fine. Fall damage doesn't exist. Whee! Beautiful. Like a flying brick. Oh, I was kind of hoping those spelled out something like more funny than that. Nope, just barbershop. Shame. Tell us more about how you were a terror generic man narrating this fox story. Please. I really want to hear it.
After he drove me home from the police station, I blew up at him, saying how I never wanted to be like him, how I was going to be someone and leave that hick icebox for good. He just looked forward at the road with tired eyes. I took out that bluegrass tape from the cassette deck and chucked it out the window. In my sage teenage wisdom, I thought I proved the ultimate point. But my dad had a different idea. He slammed the brakes, slowly bowed his head while gripping the steering wheel, and finally looked at me. All he said, like it was a polite request, was, "Make this right." I sat there in silence, fuming, but I eventually got out and combed every square inch of the woods, muttering profanity after profanity. I found it 30 minutes later, near a small waterfall off the road. I went back to the truck, put the wet tape back in, and sure enough it worked. We didn't speak another word to each other the rest of the night.
Wow, I knew you were a crazy teenager, but...
It's hard to believe, isn't it? It surprises me too. It's like I didn't really know who that kid was back then. I bet my dad thought the same thing over and over. It's almost like he was saying, "Make this right," to himself, more than to me.
No, he was saying it to you because you were being a brat anyway. Banshee, this guy seems pleasant, right? Delightful. I super want to hear more about the fact that you were a horrible kid, dude. So hyped for that. Oh boy, a banjo. What horrible insights can it grant us? Nothing, because there's no interact prompt. Sortable shelf. Sheesh. I'm glad that we're all tired of this guy already. How long have I been playing? 30 minutes? 30 minutes, and I don't like ostensibly who your main character is supposed to be, if not this fox. Good job, devs. Okay, I don't know if my fox can swim. But we have the super jump butterflies back, so let's go see what's over here. Probably more sparklies. Show me the sparklies! And I can't get up with them. Okay, never mind. Don't show me anything, I guess. Banshee, it never hurts to try. Unless you drown. That hurts! Whoa. Okay, we're just gonna T-pose off of these rocks, I guess. Sortable shelf. It seems like he's a better guy now, at least. The girl said he was a crazy teenager, but still, yikes. Yikes! I don't want to know this man. Oof. Okay, the water is too shallow to swim in. Great, good job. Why did I have those butterflies? Unless I need 2 of them. If I'm just gonna, like, hop off. So in case any y'all haven't noticed words, I can speak them. The fox, the controls are a little wonky. Yeah, 2 super jumps.
My friends would laugh about that night and talk about how crazy it was. And I laughed along, pretending it didn't bother me. But it did. I imagined my friends growing old in the bush, unable to find that thrill in those godforsaken ice fields. It's like those mountains were a literal wall, keeping me from leaving, where all I would have to look forward to are lumber yards and evening beers. I had to climb over. That was my only goal for a long time.
I mean... Oh, there's totally stuff up there. Hang on, let me collect some more of these. I have so many butterflies! So many! Alright, let's see what I can do with a bunch of these now. So close! Nuts. Okay, gotta get these ones first because they are the highest up. And we don't want to have to, like, jump to get them because then we lose them. Finally, an interesting mechanic. It's a little mean, but finally an interesting mechanic. Hey, who wants to hear a game about how much I hated my life as a child and the ways it made me act out? No? How about you run around as a fox and you can do super jumps to collect butterflies? Surprise, they're the same game! Ah! Gotcha! We found the truck. We got an achievement for collecting 50 stars. Amazing. Meanwhile, this fox is just like, lol, what's a truck doing here? Scenery with truck. Sortable shelf. This game is weird. It's pretty, but you're also hearing about this guy's story about what he was like as a kid. How do they even connect? Apparently, this is a dream that this guy was having. That he's, like, telling his girlfriend about or whatever. And I guess they're throwing in reminiscing about, haha, yeah, I was horrible as a child. Because indie game. Ah, I missed it! Well, now I feel like a fool. Banshee, is this a post-apocalyptic world? Why is there abandoned human stuff everywhere? I think it's... Well, like I said, this guy is talking about how he found this stuff in a dream, so I'm sure it's supposed to be symbolic of something or other. Like, all the stuff from the past doesn't actually go away or something. Am I gonna have to get all three just to grab that little sparkly as well? Listen, I like a good, symbolic story as much as anyone, but, Greece did it really well, and this is just some guy going, I was a horrible child, here's some unrelated Fox gameplay. Vera Pecco, and Pecco. I see a small critter, I like. This is the best part of the game, the fact that I'm a fox. Hi, Pecco. You better not be texting and driving or I'll be sadder than the guy telling the story. Alright. Gotcha! Okay, Vera Pecco is getting off work. Good. I still say you shouldn't be at work, and I know you do too, but... Theme park should not be open, bro! Welcome to the first tree. We're going to make fun of the story and also talk about how nobody should be opening theme parks right now. Banshee, Pecco, if you text and drive, I will not nurse you back to health. There, you've been threatened by Banshee, so be responsible on the way home. Like, okay, I'm sure that the team put in a lot of effort into this. They're like, we want to make a cool game and tell a story with it, and... But it's like... I can't help but be a little underwhelmed by the story they've chosen to present. Which is just some guy being nostalgic about childhood and about being terrible. Like, ah yes, what a thrill. Love it. Thank you for choosing this to show me. I guess it feels like they could have done something better. Maybe something later in the game will change my opinion, but so far I'm not seeing that happening. Vera Pecco, I'm just waiting to clock out. I'm sorry for the possibly lame story. Yeah, I'm sorry too. Also, OBS keeps randomly hiccuping, but it's like, whatever. I guess this game doesn't deserve nice OBS. OBS is trying to warn me. Get 3 butterflies and do a double jump. Yeah, I figured that out before you told me, game. Thanks. At least it's pretty. I'll have plenty of thumbnail choices. Sortable shelf free theme parks. They really shouldn't be open. I agree completely. It's like, hello? Vera Pecco OBS doing the Florida. Reliable only with messing up. God. Alright.
If there was some way I could take my love of drawing and turn it into a way of escape, nothing would make me happier. I wanted to create instead of tearing trees down. I wanted to move to the lower 48, not because I hated it there in Alaska, but I hated the idea of it. It's like all of that spite inside me had created this monster which followed me around my whole teenage years. I put so much energy into doing what others didn't expect of me. Why did I do that?
There's one fact you're forgetting, though. If you didn't have that fire in you, we probably would have never met.
You're absolutely right. Maybe the destination is all that matters in the end. But then why am I awake? Why am I seeing this fox go on her journey? And why can't I stop thinking about my dad?
Hey, look! Fox drawings! Oh, honey, it's okay that you were a horrible kid because it led to us meeting. Haha. No. Find a better dude. I'm sorry. Banshee, not to be petty, but because of the rest of America being open, healthcare workers must be tested monthly at the very least. Some places are doing weekly tests, and those tests suck. Jeez. Jeez. Alright. I feel like I'm about to hit a loading zone here. Any second now. Vera Petco, you better drive safely or else I will be sad. And then I'll have to make an okay indie game with pretty visuals. That's just about how sad I am. Banshee agrees. Don't text and drive! Don't watch, stream, and drive either. Yep, okay, we finally hit the loading zone that only took 300 years. Maybe they're expecting me to, like, run as they're talking. Oh my god, is that the tree? Is that the first tree from the title screen? Oh man! Can't wait! Startable shelf. I want to replay Okami again. I would rather play Okami. But I've already 100%ed Okami, and if I played Okami again, it would just be, haha, look how fast I can kill things now that I have all of the stray beads. Totally nondescript soda cans. A garbage mattress. These are things you want to find in the woods. I know the game is like, go to the tree, do it, but I've decided I'm going to have my own fun. Blueprints! Oh yeah, I guess this guy's an architect or whatever. I forgot that in between him talking about what a garbage child he was, and the fact that I would rather just pretend this is a game about a fox doing fox things. Startable shelf. I would have said that I want to play Wonderful 101 again, but I've already played it so many times. Gonna save my Switch playthrough for after I finish Xenoblade 1. I mean, there's also the issue of that being a game with a bunch of stuff to do in it, like Okami as well. Pretty long! Gotcha. I don't know what that is, but I got it. Banshee, I started playing Steven yesterday. The Save the Light? That one? Because there's a couple Stevens. Apparently it took Assortable Shelf 2 months to finish Okami the first time that he played it. Yeah, I can see that. It's a long game. Honestly, if I'd played for more than 3 hours at a time, it still would have taken me forever. Banshee. There are? Yeah, there's, Attack the Light, which is on, like, phones. Save the Light, which is the one on Steam. Unleash the Light, which is in Apple Arcade Prison. There's Phantom Fable, which is another one for phones. That's an RPG. I don't know if it's by the... I don't think it's by the same people that did the Light trilogy, but it's another one. And then, of course, there's all the, like, miscellaneous things where Cartoon Network's like, we need you to make a Steven game with in-app purchases for Moeni. There's a lot of tenting, camping things out here. Got that already. But, yes, multiple Steven games. Save the Light is actually the second Light game. But, I haven't figured out how to stream from an iPhone yet, so... Banshee, I will have to look on my phone. I just got Save the Light on Steam. Save the Light's good! It's good stuff. It's a tasty little treat. Alright, what's this a woo? Deliberately avoids tree. Alright, who's ready for more super interesting backstory about Guy?
On our property, there were old abandoned pieces of a shed and car long left unused. I used to ask him all the time who those people were that left all this junk, and I'm sure he got so tired of hearing it that he made up some elaborate stories how a brown bear ate them and haunted the woods afterwards. What's funny is I think it made those people seem more real. Growing up thinking they were still hanging out like they couldn't say goodbye. I used to tell my friends how I could swear I saw spirits move near the water, and that always freaked them out. I guess it didn't bother me, because the way I saw it, they were normal people with old cars and sheds, just trying to figure out how to survive and be happy in the middle of nowhere. It was a cool thought that they didn't want to leave, but you know, I was a weird kid.
Well, you had good company since those ghosts like living in a place where they were brutally devoured.
Banshee 3. Save the Light is a good time. I know, I watched you play it. Okay, but listen. It's still, like, up to you to decide whether that is a time you want to be enjoying or not. Words, I'm failing at them. But, think you get what I mean? Like, it's still gonna be your own experience playing through it by yourself. I just hope it's a good one. Banshee, I undermeant what you stood. Good, good. I'm glad. Oh no, these jumps are getting higher. Is this gameplay? Oh no, did you have to go to art school too, buddy? I'm sorry. mean, I didn't have the best experience in my art school either, but you don't see me making a sad indie game about it. Crunchy. I already got that thing. Why did I come back to that thing? Whatever. Alright, there was another branch off the main path back in the middle of the woods, so let's head over there. I only know because there were more sparklies. Calm down, OBS. We all have to watch this game happen. Sorry. I'm starting to think... Is the tree not the way forward? Startable shelf. Remember when I said I wanted to draw Shantae again at some point? I remembered that one time where I got sick, and your version of Shantae got sick too. I remember her saying something along the lines of, well, I guess we're sick buddies now, and I'm thinking about drawing it. Aw, cute. God, it's been ages since that plot thread. That guy who was trying to take over my blog was still writing as that family back then. That was the whole thing. Don't miss that guy, that's for sure.
My dad built a lot of stuff in his free time. If he wasn't watching fly fishing or reading Tom Clancy novels, he was carving something. He made tons of birdhouses. Not that he was into bird watching, but I think he really missed working and adding on to the home. If he couldn't afford the time to build onto our own house, he would have to settle with watching birds move into their little homes. We kept an old mattress in the bed of that ugly yellow truck, so we would drive it deep into the woods and then watch the birds fly into their houses while the sun set. Usually it was accompanied by venison jerky or a cold Coke, but not a lot of talking, which is how we both liked it.
You sure are doing a lot of talking now for someone who doesn't like talking, bro. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that way, so I'm thinking maybe I have to go to the tree. Hooray, I flexed on that light and I became powerful, I guess.
Even at my most distant, at the times when I detested him the most, he kept reaching out. For a year straight, he asked me every week when we were going camping. I thought he was just dense. Eventually, to shut him up, I agreed. We carried out the worn lawn chairs from the garage and set up a cinder block campfire at the site we'd always used behind the house. We walked down the mountain path, talking in the warm sunshine we only got a couple months of the year. Those 3 obsidian rocks shimmered alongside the shore, almost like sparklers pressed against a dark window. I'll never forget that wet stone on my feet, or how those massive mountains looked even bigger in the lake's reflection. I felt small, but grateful. As the sun set, my dad found something I hadn't seen for a long time. The tree where I'd made my first carving when I was 6. I hadn't even carved it. My dad had helped me, but I still called it my tree. Something about seeing my name there made me open up, and we talked about everything that night in that old camouflage tent. I told him how much I loved sketching and design, and how it would be a dream to study architecture in Seattle. I told him how I didn't get along with my friends much anymore, but that I didn't mind being alone. He told me he was there for me, and he joked that if all he had to do was write my name on a tree to finally get me to talk, he would have left me carved logs with novels on them in front of my room every morning. I don't know why it took me that long to realize it, but it was then I knew how much he had sacrificed for me.
Alright, Joseph. Good for you, bud. I'm just gonna T-pose down this tree. Alright, off we go, I guess. From the perspective of my Fox character, we still haven't learned anything useful, but we sure are learning a lot about Joe Schmo here. The fox running through the woods like, why is this happening? Who is this man? Why he everywhere? Vera Pecco is on the way home. Okay, drive safely, or else. Alright. Ah, there's stuff over here. I do like me some sparkly. I see some more sparkles over there, and something big up there. More cameras. If I'd known there were going to be this many FNAF cameras, I would have just played a FNAF game. There's a fox in that. People like it. Sure, I'd be scared out of my wits because I streamed so late, but hey. The lore I get in there is more interesting than whatever Joe is talking about here. Sorry, Joe. Your story's just not interesting to me, buddy. Sortable shelf. I miss Kid Icarus. I really want it back. Welcome to the, we haven't had New Game in Forever Club. We got Metroid. We got Tomba. We got... Sortable shelf. I know that was random, but still. Nah, it's fine. There isn't really much to say about this game that isn't haha Joe. Got Klonoa. Actually, we don't have any of those things because they don't have games anymore. Like, I know we're getting Prime 4, but it's taking forever and they had to redo it. So it's like, when will my bounty hunter return from the war? What's down here? Up! Sparkly thing. I can hear something snap, crackle, popping in the distance. It was probably those brambles around that tree. Sortable shelf. I expect Metroid Prime 4 in like 2022. I would like to expect it at all. I don't know when it's happening and I'm sad. Dear Retro Studios, I know we're all going through it right now, but please. Sortable shelf. I'm at least glad it's coming despite never playing a Metroid game myself. I know it's coming eventually, TM, but like, I want it. I know it's coming eventually, but I want to play it right now. Okay, there's... Is that just the thing I grabbed earlier? It might be. Come on! Let me be free! I don't think I'm supposed to be doing this! I could have sworn there was other stuff in here than that thing. Maybe not. Welcome to the first tree. I'll make my own fun! Sortable shelf. I should hopefully have played the first 3 Prime games by the time Prime 4 is out. They are such treats. Okay, no, it's literally just that thing. I thought there might be something on top of the, ridges here, but I guess not. Radio! OBS struggling, please. I don't want to hear more about Joe. Please. I'm crying. Me. We are playing this game. And there will at least be an attempt to enjoy it. No trespassers! I'm trespassing. It's too late. I'm already here, fool.
We were happiest underneath the evergreens. We decided it was time to finally map out the hundreds of acres we lived on just to pass the time during the summer. He was only free in the evenings, so I would spend the day wasting time on dial-up internet and sketching, and then we would rush into the woods, pen and map in hand, before evening fell. Sometimes the aurora borealis would cast a cold green glow on the mountainside, and we would finish our route underneath a twilight sky. Sometimes I was lonely during those summer days, but there was comfort in the routine.
A lot of teenagers aren't looking for the daily grind, though. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get out, to leave your childhood home. You wanted to progress, to make something of yourself.
Yeah, you're right. That house. I'm sure it's the same as how I left it. Then why does it feel so different?
I doubt you're the only adult to have looked back and asked that question.
I love that the subtitles have stuff that they definitely aren't saying. It's beautiful. Is something missing here, or did you all just, decide not to use that part of the line at the last second? What is the canon lore of this game? Oh boy, a Etch-a-Sketch! Maybe it has to do with that Etch-a-Sketch. Maybe that's the key to the secret lore. The secret lore that will actually make me care about what's going on in Joseph's life. No, I'm worried about the fox. I'm worried about the fox's family. Vera Pecco, weighing in on the Metroid Prime discussion. Prime 2 is awesome. Also home. Good, you better be home and not, drive texting. I know people have mixed opinions on it because of, stuff like the voice acting and whatever, but I really like the third Prime game a lot. Actually, because it gives you other people to bounce off of. I know traditional Metroid games are, oh, you're alone in the universe and blowing things up. But honestly, having other characters to bounce off of is really fun. And sure, the dialogue's kind of cheesy, but Metroid is sci-fi, for goodness sakes. You can have a little cheese. It's fine. I enjoy it. Sortable Shelf. Prime 3 had voice acting? Oh yeah, dude, there's other bounty hunters and they talk and stuff. I mean, Samus still doesn't, but you have people to talk to. Or people that talk while you're around. And you're implicitly included in the discussion, but you're Samus, so you don't talk because you're very serious. Or whatever. And it's not even that it was, badly done or anything. I guess people just weren't ready for some cheese to go with their primes. Sortable Shelf. Never knew. Then again, never played. Gee, Sortable, play some Metroids. Although, who knows what's gonna happen in 4 since, Other M kind of ruined everything. What's that coming up over the horizon of my sky?
The
Who
betrayer
dares?
stood nearby, unfazed, like nothing was wrong. My dad is dead, and he's never coming back, Rachel. I can tell you these stories, but I can never reminisce with him again. He can never hold a grandchild that we'll probably never be able to have. I can never talk to him again, and I'll never be able to say I'm sorry for everything.
Yeah, that's very sad, but there's a freaking Wolf O'Donnell up there. Ah, this is your fault. Hey, you. Hey. Did he just yeet down there? My god. Okay. Again, I'm way more interested in the actual, like, story that the game is trying to tell me and not the narrative that is being imposed. Like, sure, that's sad and all, but I would rather have the fox story. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hey, 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 we need that star. Don't fall down yet. Here, Becco. Alaska is lonely after all. Hey, get back here! Man, is he just gone? That sucks. There's probably not actually, like, a way to catch him either. Indie game need. Indie game conflict. Come on, hit the loading zone. Come on. I know it's there. Somewhere. No, we just gone straight through? Just making sure I'm not missing anything as I go along here. Alright, what have you got to tell me?
I need to go to bed. I just can't talk about this anymore. Good night.
we up against? Oh, okay. We're in space now. Awesome. Space is an ocean!
You can't go to sleep feeling like this. I'm sorry for everything, and I know you need space, but I'm here for you. You don't need to feel so lost. Joseph, have I ever told you what my mother was like?
Pekka, why are we at Galaxy Galleon from Ukulele? Symbolism! Or something. I don't know, this game is trying to tell a sad story, but it's been falling kind of flat for me.
You know what it's like not to have a mom at home. And you know how hard that made my childhood. What helped me was watching the birds in the morning before the school bus came. I thought that my mother was one of those birds, and it made me want to be free like her. My mom taught me how to fold origami cranes while she was in the hospital. So I told myself I would fold one every day until I could fly myself. I think we both have always loved animals, and for me that love started with a dog. Sometimes this Rottweiler would come up to our property line and wait at the fence for me, but only once in a while. I was sure to check every day immediately after school, and it usually ended in disappointment. I would even steal money from my passed-out dad just so I could buy these off-brand dog biscuits. Even when she did stop by, she never went beyond the fence. Why was she so scared? I think my dad was the opposite of your dad in almost every way, except he was in the military as well. He coped with alcohol of every kind. The trailer started falling apart, he got angry, and I withdrew. More and more I became the weird, quiet kid who made lots of origami birds and carried dog biscuits around. I think we were pretty similar when it came to being the weird kids. And that same sincerity in college was one of the reasons I was so drawn to you. Life got worse and worse, and at one point, I really didn't think I could survive another day with my soul still intact. I had no real friends, let alone neighbors, since we lived in the middle of nowhere. I should have talked to my teacher, but I was scared what he would do if he found out. As I waited for the school bus one morning, I walked around until I found something in an abandoned shed. Something I can't put into words. I summoned courage I didn't know I had, and I broke into my dad's room and found the key to the shed where he had locked my bike. I'll never forget that feeling, with the wind rushing by my ears as the sun rose over fields of wheat. I was flying for the first time. I biked as far as my legs could take me until I found a house that felt friendly, and that felt like home. Those strangers helped me in so many ways. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have found my foster family. And if it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't have met you. You have strength, Joseph, and you're not as alone as you think.
It's all just so pointless. Just waiting for life to happen. It's like having the home I always wanted is cursed out of my reach. The thought of being a parent myself. How could I do that when I couldn't even be a good son? I'm sorry. I know what you're saying. I just don't know how things will work out. These quiet hours will turn into years. We'll wonder which roads passed us by.
Then we'll forge a new road together. Besides, I discovered for myself that one fateful morning where any hopeful road leads to. There may be thorns and mist, but it always leads to the same thing.
And what's that?
Family.
I'm so glad that you're part of my family, Rachel.
And I'm glad you're part of mine.
Rebecca, well, the game is pretty. It's got that going for it. That's about my feelings, honestly. Am I gonna get adopted by these deer? Somehow I don't see that happening. I am a fox after all. Let me poke around on the edges here to make sure I'm not missing any super important Joseph lore. Vera Pecco. A buffet. Crunchy. They wouldn't have given me all this open space if there was nothing to it, right? 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 I'm not seeing any big glowies. I'm afraid. I'm afraid that all of this out here is actually just pointless. Ah, yes. Essential lore. Microwave. Washing machine. Essential lore. I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't be dunking on it so much, but it's like, I see what they are trying to do with this game, but it is just not hitting for me. At all. It is very pretty, though. Vera Pecco, this is just a Florida backyard. I think everywhere has that place with the backyards that have all of the trash in it. I'm pretty sure trash in the backyard is an unfortunately universal thing. You know, for places that have backyards. Ah, see? Turning around. I got a sparkly! Alright, there's, Deerland. I'm gonna head this way to see if there's any sparklies in this part of the forest. Achievement unlocked! 100 stars! I'm so glad that I ran out here to do that. Get stars. Hallelujah. Vera Pecco. Now you can go to Bowser in the Sky! Isn't Super Mario 64 supposed to be getting re-released or something at some point? It could be fun to stream. Oh goody, an old desk. Wardrobe. I'm so glad I found this. Oh goody, a fireplace. I am so glad I found its remains. Man, even hitting with the run function on, this is still taking forever. Did they think that nobody would play their Pretty Fox game if they didn't, like, put an attempt at a story in it? Because I probably would have played this if they hadn't, honestly. Sortable Shelf re Super Mario 64. It's rumored by some very credible people. Apparently there's a Mario 35th Twitter account that isn't active yet but uses Nintendo's email or something. Interesting. That could be a fun time. Ah, I see. It's an alternate entrance. The view's nice, at least. Sortable Shelf. I'm actually gonna get super hyped if those Mario remasters happen. Yeah, it'd be nice. Sortable Shelf. Not trying to get my hopes up too high or anything, but it would be amazing. Vera Pecco. It's the only reason I haven't jumped on replaying 64 or the Galaxy games. I know that Galaxy 2 was, for a good chunk of the levels, just, hey, we couldn't fit this in Galaxy 1 without making the game stupid big. So, I don't know, I think that a good thing to do would be to, like, sort of moosh them into the same space. I don't know, that probably sounds silly. What was this about? Family? Deer? I'm hungry, I guess. My fox has been running for, like, almost 2 hours. Hello. They don't even care! Okay. We're just here, I guess. I don't get an achievement for touching the deer because there's 9,000 of them. Hey guys! Don't mind me, I'm just a fox. I've been adopted by a herd of deer, apparently. Because that's how nature works. Sortable Shelf. This looks like something out of Open Season. No idea what that is. CGI movie. Oh, that. I thought it was like some game, some hunting game or something I'd never played. Okay. Again, still only a vague idea. There were a lot of okay talking animal movies coming out around that time. Sortable Shelf. It's decent. I enjoyed it. Just don't watch the sequels. That tends to be a rule for a lot of things. Vera Pecco. I saw the commercials for that. I think it was about a deer and a bear. Sortable Shelf. Yes. Beautiful. I vaguely remember the commercials existing now. That you are, like, talking about it. I'd argue that this is probably prettier. I'd also argue that the story in that is probably at least a little better than what we've been presented with here in the first tree. will be a climb. I would have hidden something back here. Reward me for the fox exploring in silly places, please, game. It's so hard to make my own fun if you don't give me treats. Oh, alright, we're in the depressing part.
Fox knew her last cub would be waiting for her at the first tree. She was almost there. The rain cascaded onto the Jade Valley where the entrance to the tree was. Life was protected there, because that's where life began. It was now only a mother and a daughter left. Items from my life still dotted the ground as she moved closer to her destination and destiny.
If you're a Pecco, it is your destiny. Can my destiny be something else? Again, I should probably stop dunking so much, but it's making the game entertaining for me. Oh man, I hope there weren't any sparklies up there. Oh no, the fox went into the void. I guess I'll just have to settle for not 100%ing first tree. Oh, what a shame. Alright, what fun Joseph fact are we going to get?
At the end of high school, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Drive. I looked into the best architecture schools on the West Coast, then got a dose of reality when looking at other students' portfolios and the high cost of tuition. I still wanted to be something, to be the next Alvaro Siza, and to make those thousands of sketches worth something in my grand history. But now even an internship sounds impossible. Siza helped me understand how essential emotion is in architecture, and he also said light is the real composer of space. I like to think these glints of light, like not finding a job or even a strange dream about a fox, are something I should be thankful for, even if the illuminated space is something I'm less than comfortable with.
Is there anything up here? Please let there be something up here. Please. Please. Are you kidding me with this? There's nothing? Why would you do this to me? I just wanted like some sparklies. I expect only sparklies and I am still let down. How could you do this to me? How could you? Whose freaking house is that? Excuse me. Whose freaking house? Get that out of my valley. I wish I had a bark button so I could yell at that house. Oh boy, my favorite. I don't actually know what these are. My favorite random human object. Virapecco spools of something. Could be rope. Could be wire. My favorite object. Giant spools! Oh, what is this? Sewing machine? No. Some sort of carpentry tool. My favorite other random human object. Carpentry object, TM. Welcome to the valley. It's full of emotions. The emotion is sadness because it's raining, you see. I can still see you, house. Okay, time for another Joseph fact.
My dad was super supportive with my college plans. To a point. Things were okay until this terrible accident happened. I guess a forklift flipped over due to a bad axle, and it crushed one of the workers there. My dad didn't eat for days, even though he wasn't directly involved. It devastated him. Not only did it hurt the business, but it just freaked him out. He would talk in his sleep, muttering things about firing people and saying sorry. One fateful day he approached me, said that since my school search wasn't going well, I should finally be a man and take over the family business. He said one day he was going to die, and that all of his work, sacrifice, and even that man's life would be wasted in vain. I just lost it. Teenage me just exploded at the thought. I screwed up. I said things I shouldn't have. He was having a crisis, and I pretty much spit in his face.
Are we seriously talking about how you were a terrible teenager again, my dude? Really? You're making this about you, bro? Sortable shelf. Yikes. Vera Pecco. Terrible families. The dad seems like a decent dude who's just having a moment. This, protagonist, though, I'm not really a fan. I see you, house. Where am I even meant to be going? Over there? Is that where I'm meant to be going? Over to that tree? Okay. Alright, I see more, stuff glowing in the distance. House. Hey kids, who wants to learn about logging? I too do my best work with perfectly identical trees. House. I'm gonna get up this hill if it kills me. Oh no! An invisible wall? Are you kidding me? Oh no! We've been thwarted. Thwarted by invisible walls. We can't get access to this lumber mill. Look out. The devs just don't want us touching it. Look at this. Invisible wall nonsense. Vera Pecco. Oh. Startable shelf. Devs, why? Yeah, why can't I look at your lumber mill? I spent all this time, a whole 2 minutes, jumping up this thing that was clearly not meant to be jumped up. And you block my access, bro? I cannot believe the audacity. The nerve. Vera Pecco, it's not part of the Matrix. I guess not. Oh, is this the house? Is this the house we live in? Do I get more extremely important sad guy lore? Is that what's going to happen when I come to the house? I can't wait. I hope you guys are all ready for even more sad lore about this sad man who made a lot of mistakes and never owned up to them ever in his life. Oh, look at the pretty curtains. Nope, I got stuck under the porch for a couple seconds there. Okay. Wow. That sure is wallpaper. Sortable shelf. Have you ever thought about streaming the Pikmin games? Not sure if you've played them or not. I've watched other people play them. I've tried playing them. And usually my management will be good for the first few days, and then all of my Pikmin will get eaten because of something I'm not expecting, and then I go, oh no, and then I put the game down and I don't come back to it for 300 years. Vera Pecco, the first one is basically like Majora's Mask. Yeah, it's stressful! Stressful. 30 days. You have 30 days instead of 3. And you have to find all of your stuff. I mean, technically not all of your stuff. There's like a few things that are just like, oh, this was on my ship and I want to have it because it was on my ship. And it's not necessary for getting home, but it's mine and I would like to have it again. So at least there's a little leeway in that. But I do prefer the second one that much, at least, for not having a specific time limit. Like, as long as you're making progress in 2, then it's a good day. As opposed to absolutely having to get at least 1 part per day forever. And I got started on Pikmin 3, and it was fun, but again, the time limit, at least it, like, sort of depends on how well you're doing, but, like, if you majorly screw up, then you're just done. I guess I prefer 2, which is more relaxed. Also, 2 gives you some lore, which is nice. Everyone likes lore. Vera Pecco. It's like 30 days isn't that long. And I'd lose it trying to beat the game, only to lose an entire day's work because a boss fight went wrong. Yeah, that's my biggest issue with the first one. And the third one has some of that, but at least as you progress, it gives you more time with the way that progression works in that game. Startable shelf. Pikmin 2's hard. It was my first one. I'd still rather do the second one than the first one, though, if I'm being quite honest. Alright. More sad lore, here we go. Just ready to feel kinda sad.
Was that the last time you talked to him?
No, I called on holidays, and he would call on my birthday. I guess we acted like nothing ever happened, which was stupid. Didn't want to ask about his lumberyard, and I'm sure he didn't want to ask about my job search. I never went back and visited. I think the last conversation we had was about what movies we had seen, and what exactly a best boy is in the credits. I thought he would be here so much longer.
So I got an achievement, so I guess I dug up all of the sad lore. Which means we're probably near the end of this game! Hurrah! Don't have to listen to Joseph anymore. Like, I'm sorry, buddy, but... I'm gonna be honest, I think part of it is the voice actors. They don't... It doesn't really feel like they're invested in this project either. And it's like, if you guys don't care, why would I? You know? Sortable shelf. Pikmin 2. Those caves, man. But see, at least you had unlimited time to deal with it. You could take a day or two, or however long you needed to build up your army of Pikmins before tackling that sort of place. You had time to strategize, work things through, build up. Like, I know there were like buff juices you could use to make your Pikmin stronger or faster. You could have a day where you just built up your supply of those to make caves easier. Also, the Bulbmen. I like the Bulbmen. They're very good. Sortable shelf. I like too, but man, is it tough at points. Oh no. You.
In the distance, the first tree illuminated the wasteland. She couldn't go home anymore. She did the only thing she was capable of. Moving forward. My dad died alone in the middle of the wilderness. I should have been talking to him more. I should have done a lot of things differently.
If the first tree on Earth brought life with it, if it taught the birds to sing and fly and showed saplings how to grow, what could it do for us?
I would like to move slightly faster, please. Pecco, sad fox. I care more about what this fox is going through than anything that the human protagonists have said this entire time.
There was a letter I received yesterday from a name I didn't recognize, with a quote I can't stop thinking about. Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. More and more, I'm realizing one important truth. Each of us have our own journey to the first tree. But sometimes I'm not sure I'm ready to take that first step.
You already have my love.
Pecco. If Mordramoth can attack the first tree in the grove, it can attack anywhere. No! You ruined the one actual somber moment. Look how sad this fox is. Lens flare. Put it away. Oh, that's why I'm collecting stars, so I can talk to my dead fox children? Great, cool. I'm so happy that's why I was collecting sparklies. Thanks. Pecco. I'm sorry, Sad Fox. I couldn't resist. The Sparklies are just ghost Twitter. I cannot believe. I cannot believe. Alright, we'll at least try and take this moment seriously. Did I ascend?
I guess her journey was over. But I have no idea. It was only a dream. A distraction from tomorrow.
I don't think dreams normally bring back to memory so many important feelings. Maybe it was just a dream, but it was also a gift.
Yeah, I suppose. But tomorrow we're getting on a plane to the last place on Earth I want to be. The only person that would have made the trip worth it is gone.
You're going to see him and be with him one last time before you say goodbye. I have one last quote for you by Emerson, sealed in an imaginary letter from me to you. It is the secret of the world that all things subsist and do not die, but only retire a little from sight and afterward return again. Go to sleep, my love. We have a big day tomorrow, but I'll be there with you every step of the way.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. Good night, Rachel.
Good night, Joseph.
There's more. Ah, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I have to be the sad man? Really? I would prefer anything else. Y'all could have given me an emotional story about a fox, and I would have been fine with it. I would have been happy with that. But you're making me be the sad dude whose story I actually, care about way, way less. Also, I can barely see anything in this dang house. What is going on with the lighting here? Me. I should dunk on this game less. Also me. Disappointed that this is happening. I can't hold it back anymore. Oh look, we have a little place in the wilderness, just like we wanted, TM. Hooray! I'm sorry, I'm super, not jazzed about any of this. I don't want to be sad, man. Take me back to the sad fox. You could have given me an emotional sad fox story. I would have been fine with that. I would have preferred that. Okay. Pekka, why did we get up in our pajamas and go running outside? Because... I don't know. Okay, I'm clearly missing something. Something tells me that my human man will take fall damage. It's not letting me test it. Banshee, the killer was inside the house! Take me back to Sad Fox story, please. I don't want to deal with... I don't want to deal with man having crisis. Because he refused to own up to anything until it was too late. Like, bro. Please. This isn't even a run. This is like a moderately fast amble. Vera Pecco, seeing all this mountain. Hey, you're finally awake. At least that would be funny. Okay. If they put me in Skyrim randomly. I'd be like, ah, I see what you did. Darn it, Todd Howard, you've done it again. What am I looking for? I'm looking for something, but I don't know what. Vera Pecco, this is annoying padding. I think I need a key to the thing, to the gate at the end of the driveway. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm not sure, and the game's, whoa, not telling me anything. Ah yes, I'm so glad I got to see what my bathroom looks like. My sad, sad bathroom. Thrilled that this is happening. Can I turn on a light, please? I'm suffering. Is the dishwasher running? No, that's the fridge. Why is my fridge so loud? Vera Pecco, you'd better go catch it. Can I go back to bed? Can I bother my wife? Kind of. No, actually I can't. Honey, the game is padding. What do I do? No, what do I actually do though? Help. First tree, how do I leave? The first tree, let me escape. If it turns out I was just like standing in the wrong place to open this lock, I'm gonna be mad. Okay, well that wasn't it. I don't have to be mad now. Why? Why do I crouch when I run? What does that, what purpose does it serve? Anything in my mailbox? No. Not that I can check. Vera Pecco, you need to be more aerodynamic like Naruto. No, please, I don't want to believe it. Banshee, you cannot leave. It is the Slender Man Forest. No, please. I was joking about wanting to play FNAF earlier. Oh, do I have to go this way instead? Is that what? was just going the wrong way like a fool. Looking forward to the part of the game where I start digging in the dirt and learn super secret fox lore. Can't wait. Sortable shelf. Glad I'm not the only one getting these vibes. Can I put this chair back? No. I guess this fence is the arbitrary property line. Y'all naming horror games that I'm too afraid to look up. Beat up old car. Anything in this could have been a greenhouse if I'd put into some effort. Nope. Not really. Why are you telling me to go to the tent? Are you seriously like, hey? There, I found it. Here it is. I'm at the tent. Why do you need me to be in here? Vera Pecco, what do you want from me? It wants me to be in the tent.
What the hell?
Hey! No cussing on my stream, buddy. I already don't like you. Finally, something interesting is happening. Guide me, Fox. Guide me, James McLeod. Guide me out of this travesty. Vera Pecco, what, the Michigan? Okay, travesty's a bit much, but please, I want this game to actually kind of be over now. Honey, you'll never guess what happened. I was having a depressive episode and then a magical fox appeared. we going? You're not even like the same fox. I cannot believe.
What is this?
Please just let me run, please. Ah. Banshee. That, sir, is a tree. Vera Pecco, you can't run. Emotions are happening. Oh, am I also ascending? Okay. Goodbye, I guess. Alright, that was the first tree. One shot, yes. Am I glad it's a one shot? Yes. Like, okay. I understand what they were trying to do. I understand the story they were trying to tell. But they did it so little to actually sell me on it that it ended up being, haha, let's riff on this. Insertable shelf, I don't know how to feel. I feel like that could have been way better than it actually was. Like, either make the story about the dude coping with his life, or make the fox story. Don't try to make them the same project. I would have played this if it had just been the fox story, honestly. I would have preferred it if it was just the fox story, honestly. No, I don't care about First Tree that much, I'm sorry. I don't need it to go to an online database. Okay, man. The screen was full of so much hope. So much hope. We could have had it all First Tree, but you were just kind of disappointing. I'm sorry. Alright, well, that's gonna be it for this evening. It's a good thing this only lasted 1 week. Thank you all for popping in. I'm sorry you popped into this, but thank you for popping in. If you guys enjoyed the stream despite everything, please consider donating to my Patreon if you can. There's a RoboCat shaped button underneath the first streaming window. If you can't, try stretching it out a bit. It does your browser window out a bit, as it does like to hide. $1 a month gets you access to stream-related art before it goes up on other social media. $5 a month will let you vote on what I draw. $10 a month will get you access to Photoshop file if it processes your kind of thing. Thank you for popping in. I hope you have a good rest of your evenings. I hope you take care of yourselves. I hope you're staying safe with everything going on. And, good night.